Global Research Council is very keen on spreading the best practices in research. Sri Lanka is also, the NSF Sri Lanka is also very keen to see that we inculcate the best practices in research and research management. And that is why we chose this topic today. And here is our opportunity. We have an array of international experts. They have a wealth of experience to share with us, and maybe we can share our experiences with them. So it is my greatest delight to welcome all of you to this research management meeting, and also welcome you to Sri Lanka.
There's so many memories here in Sri Lanka. Just down the road, 3 kilometers away, at St. Joseph's College, on Dahlia Road, where I learned cricket, rugby, football, and the awakening of intellectual curiosity and discovery under the leadership of our rector, Father Peter Pillai, a very famous man. And of course, lots of mischief, public canings, I remember them fondly, as we tested the boundaries of our world. I have to say, I'm still actively probing the boundaries of the world and encourage all scientists to do the same. It's good to be back, and for me, that spirit of the possible that was first kindled and nurtured here in Sri Lanka has never left me. Today, as President of Canada's Natural Sciences and Engineering Research Council, NSERC, an agency of Canada's federal government that funds research through our universities and promotes international and industry linkages, it is my responsibility as the head of NSERC, but also as a scientist and global citizen, to think about how research can be used as a tool to address the challenges that face our world. I think about how we can connect and work together globally. This thinking is part of a 5-year strategic plan for NSERC, which contains 5 major goals: to promote a culture of science and engineering among the general public and the parliamentarians, to embrace diversity, to promote a discovery innovation dynamic, to invest in the next generation, and to go global. As a country with a small population but a strong research output, we have found it invaluable to be part of the Global Research Council. I'm the current chair of the GRC, as you heard, a collective of 70 countries, and it is from that global perspective that I would like to bring you some overarching observations that I believe underpins our research and informs our approach to research management. In Ottawa, where we held the recent 27th meeting of the GRC, our discussions were focused on 2 themes: the dynamic interplay between fundamental research and innovation, and capacity building and connectivity among granting agencies worldwide. As a group, the GRC has informed issues such as peer or scientific merit review, research integrity, open access, capacity building, and the status of women in research, to name a few.
I am happy to be here today as the chief guest. The workshop organized by National Science Foundation and the New Zealand organization for this workshop, attending resource persons from overseas and scientists from Sri Lanka. I'm impressed that the main objective of this workshop is to expose the Sri Lankan research community to the best practices in research management in order to improve the current practices and subsequently enhance capabilities of the scientific community in science and research management aspects. I observe Sri Lankan scientists from universities, research institutions, National Science Foundation Working Committee, and NSF officers involved in coordinating research committees gathered here today for this research management workshop. During sessions, the attention will be focused to two main topics, that is peer review and science diplomacy. After the successful STS forum held in Colombo in October 2016, with the participation of over 600 scientists, including over 100 scientists from overseas, my ministry has introduced the vision called Innovating Sri Lanka. We are in the process of achieving the targets set for next 3 years. If we analyze the budget proposals for the year 2018, it is being debated in Parliament even today. We find the government has allocated funds to achieve set targets by 2020. Our research institutions under the Ministry of Science, Technology and Research and the universities and researchers attached to research institutions are working together to achieve these targets. In Sri Lanka, we don't have much improved private sector who contribute sufficiently towards research and development. Therefore, it is the duty of the government to allocate funds to improve infrastructure facilities and allocate funds for research. But with the challenges we are facing today, as a result of climate change, like severe droughts in one part of the country and unusual rainfall, earth slips on the other part of Sri Lanka, these are challenges prevents the channeling more funds for research and development at the moment. Therefore, we as government very much appreciate the assistance given by research funding agencies for research management in Sri Lanka. There are key areas that we need research and find out root cause for spreading chronic kidney disease unknown in North Central province and adjacent areas. The disease like dengue claiming hundreds of lives every year, especially in the rainy seasons. On the other hand, with a known history for over 2,500 years in Sri Lanka, we had traditional healthcare and engineering systems evidencing that we had and we should revisit the past glory in our country in the field of science technology. The combined research in indigenous medicine and Western medicine is another key area that we should encourage researchers to engage with. I was watching yesterday night a live television program in Sinhala called Doramadalawa over Independent Television Network. So I was very happy. All 4 scientists, 3 Sri Lankans who came from United States, all 3 professors attached to Rice University in Houston, another professor attached to Texas Medical Center, and other professor attached to Baylor College of Medicine. So they were focusing on cancer, and one oncologist attached to Maharagama Cancer Center was one of the panelists. So they were focusing our traditional way of food habits in Sri Lanka. And it is shown in the television that some time back, Dr. Pinto, I think, he said that is over 20 years. It shows other than the countries in the close to the equator, some Mexican countries in the American region, and then the African region and the Asia region, you find green strip. All other northern part and the southern part in yellow, orange or red. It shows in this particular regions, still people, they consume, fresh vegetables, then green leaves and foods. There are no junk foods very much. So that is one of the reasons, and the research shows if we consume our traditional food that we were practicing over 2,500 years, so you can minimize or resist the disease like cancer. That's what they have highlighted in that panel discussion. And apart from that, by using the medicinal plants, now they are in the process of extracting some I think genes or whatever it is. I am not a scientist, so then I just want to pick those scientific terms, and then they emphasize the importance of engaging research in those areas to prevent cancer, the disease cancer. So you find in Sri Lanka, on the other hand, you find natural resources like graphite, 96% carbon content, best graphite we produce, and we export as it is without adding value. So then ilmenite, we export as it is in tons without adding value. We export quartz and we import chips from other countries. And we produce best gemstones, but we have to add value and improve our foreign exchange remittances in order to give some support to the national economy as scientists. So these are some key areas that we should visit, and then we should encourage our researchers to engage with. And we continue our research. Here you find mangroves. Only 35 countries in the world, they have lagoons and mangroves. Sri Lanka is one of the countries. At the moment, we have over 11,000 hectares of mangroves around the country, and our scientists and the researchers engage with researchers by using mangroves, then some plants, the mangroves. They are in the process of finding a vaccine for cancer. While in America they use immune therapy as a latest therapy for cancer. And apart from that, you find so many indigenous medicine doctors. Few days ago, with the participation of over 1,500 indigenous medicine doctors and researchers from Sri Lanka and neighboring countries, especially from India and from Kerala. In Kerala, I was told that over 60% of people still depend on indigenous medicine. So then, of course, we have those traditions, the natural resources here. So what we have to do is to encourage our researchers with some combination of, Western researchers, and to find out the medicine or the vaccine or any value adding to natural products to improve our economies. So therefore, I don't want to take much time. So I take this opportunity to thank the National Science Foundation and Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment, New Zealand, for co-organizing the Asia-Pacific Regional Meeting of the Global Research Council and the participants of research funding agencies in Asia-Pacific region. I wish this workshop will be a great success. Thank you.